Hey guys, I wanted to give you a quick review of my TrainerRoad plan that I've been doing for the past 6 weeks because it actually ended yesterday. And I know that a lot of you guys were following along on my progress with that and asking questions, so I wanted to give you some information that I learned over the past 6 weeks. Okay, so first off, I started with the TrainerRoad Sweet Spot Base High Volume 2 plan. It's kind of odd that I started with 2 instead of 1. In hindsight, I definitely should have started with 1, and that's what I would recommend, but I was being really ambitious and I looked at the TSS week to week between 1 and 2, and I thought I'm gonna do 2. I'm only gonna do 6 weeks of base, and then I'm gonna get into a build phase and then a specialty phase. But I later decided, after talking to a few people on the TrainerRoad forums and on YouTube, that I should do 12 weeks of base. That's what Coach Chad from TrainerRoad really recommends. I want to put out a little bit of a review for the plan itself and basically what I learned before I do my ramp test that will possibly jade what I think about the plan. A couple things that I noticed about High Volume 2 is that when I started out, my cadence was pretty low. It was about an average of 76 for each of the sweet spot intervals, and that came up week to week. So the first week it was around 76, the second week they were about 79, the third week they were starting to get in the 80s, like 84. In the fourth week I was starting to hit an average in the 90s for the intervals. So I think that's just part of, I don't focus on cadence when I ride outdoors, and I was starting to focus on it a little bit more, but not too much. But I think just doing the structured intervals was really helping me push that a little bit better. And Sweet Spot lets you put a pretty intense load on your body, but enough that it allows you to adapt and grow and be able to recover day to day and do those back to back. So that's why I really like the Sweet Spot so far. So that's really all I have to say about the plan itself. I really enjoy Sweet Spot based training. I've had a great time following the plan with the TrainerRoad calendar. It's been really beneficial for me to wake up and just hit load workout and not even have to think about what type of training that I want to do that day. I'll pick this camera back up in the morning and we'll start the test and I'll see what I can do. Good morning. It is the time for the ramp test. It's actually kind of interesting because I had a little bit of trouble sleeping last night. I have never been this excited for a ramp test before. I really don't know why. It's just the way that I'm tackling it. It's almost like I'm looking at it kind of like it's a race almost, and I want to have a good result. It's not about getting a high score. It's really just about putting in a good effort that's consistent. There's really no nonsense today. I'm not running Zwift at the same time. I'm not watching TV. It's all about putting on a power playlist, as I like to call it, and just getting the pedals turning, getting the watts down, and getting the job done. So let's do this. Let's do this. That's a wrap on the TrainerRoad ramp test. I basically just went until my cadence started to drop and I was just grinding. I'm gonna take a look at the results after I get cleaned up because it was pretty trashed after that. The funny thing about the ramp test is that things are great for quite a while, and for like half the test you're fine, and then things go downhill so quickly, like all of a sudden you're dying. It's kind of funny. So now I've had my coffee and I've taken a minute to take a look at the numbers. And first off, yes, my FTP did increase, thankfully. I've had a lot of people comment and say that they think it's pretty impressive that I'm doing the high volume plan. And I just wanted to say that I've actually been doing high volume all year long. I followed a training plan from February to August for Leadville that was 11 to 17 hours a week. So I'm already used to this high volume. So what I'm getting at is that I don't feel like there's a lot of low-hanging fruit for me to get to increase my FTP. The reason why I'm telling you this is that if you look up people's results for the ramp test, you may see people who gain a ton of watts. And a lot of times that's the reason why, is that there's been some big increase in their training. For example, they've never done structured training or they've increased their volume. These increases for me, I feel like are going to be a lot smaller. I've already been doing as much as I can to get faster. So with that being said, I had to pull up an online percentage calculator. Even though I took calculus AP in high school, I can't figure out a percentage as an adult. My FTP increased by 3.8%. I'm really happy with that. This is going to be very uncomfortable, but in a good way. And I'm looking forward to training with this new FTP. I'm hoping to do a couple different things with this second round of Sweet Spot High Volume 2. I really want to incorporate my strength training back in. I really want to work out a really good strength routine that doesn't murder my legs for my cycling training. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on that, because I know that's something that a lot of people are trying to figure out. I have a couple ideas in my mind that I'm going to test out, but I'll let you guys know exactly how that's going. But that's going to be it for today. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Me, myself, and I, at least give it a try.